Hey guys, Derick Van Ness here from Big Life Financial, and today I want to talk to you about something that you have to know if you want to build your wealth. And this is it. You got to come to the realization that if you aren't getting ahead financially, if you aren't saving money actively, you're going broke. Now you might want to argue with me, but just hear me out, okay? I've worked with thousands upon thousands of people, and I've never seen anyone who's just treading water, staying neutral. So I'm telling you right now, if you're not getting ahead, you're going backwards. Here's what I mean. So you know those months where you're like, oh, I live paycheck to paycheck, it's okay. No, actually you're going broke on those months because yeah, if everything goes perfect, you might just make ends meet, right? If there's no extra stuff, no unexpected expenses, then you might end up ahead. But here's the thing, are those unexpected things, you know, braces or the car breaks down or you just need tires or you just need maintenance or we need a new uniform for our daughter's dance company or whatever. Is that stuff really unexpected? I don't think so. So here's the thing, all that unexpected stuff is actually expected, it's just you're not budgeting for it. So what you're doing is you're saying, hey, if everything goes perfect, I can break even and live paycheck to paycheck. But if it doesn't, I'm gonna be drowning in debt over time, right? And so that's what's happening to most people, is if you're not getting ahead, if you're not saving money to have to buffer through those situations, you're actually going under, right? So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to get clear with yourself. Am I actually living paycheck to paycheck? Well, probably not. Am I actually saving money? If you're saving money every single month, every single week, every single year, and you're getting ahead, that's great. That's the direction that you need to go. So that's the most important thing you can do, is get the savings habit right. Because one of the things I like to think of is savings is like the gateway drug to investing, right? And it's savings that allows us to get from over here, where we're always paying interest on everything that we buy, we're putting it on credit cards, we're putting it on layaway, we're financing it, over here, where we have the ability to pay cash for stuff if you want to, or even better, put money away so that it can build for you as you're saving it up. Right? And on a different video, we'll talk about many different ways to do that. But here's the thing, if you're not saving, you can never get together a big enough chunk of money to do something with, to get that money working for you. And that's the goal here. We got to get money working for you. Now, I specifically remember when I made this shift from spending every dollar that I made to paying myself first, saving first, and trying to get ahead that way, right? And I remember this, I was starting a new business, I wasn't making a lot of money, I was living paycheck to paycheck, and I was just like, Derick, you know better than this, why are you spending all your money? So I said, okay, I had to go inside, and I said, I'm going to start putting money away. I didn't know how I was gonna do it, because I literally was running down to like $5 or $10 or $2 in my bank account at the end of every single month, but I was committed. I was like, Derick, if you don't make this change, it's never gonna happen. So I started, as money came in, I just put a little bit, 10% into savings, 10% into savings, 10%. And I have to go in and have to dig some back out. And then I'd have a little bit left over, but at least I had it. And then I'd save some more, and then I'd have to dig some more back out. But eventually what happened was, that money that went in there, I told myself, unless it's an emergency, don't take it out. And I was living in Houston, Texas at the time, and I literally had like a $20 desk and an air mattress in my room, and that was all I had. And I was super broke, but I was able to save money. And within a couple of months, I went from having to dig it back out to the money going in there and staying there. And it wasn't because I made more money. You see, that's the misnomer that a lot of people have, is that, oh, I just have to make more money. If I make more money, that will solve all my problems. So the question becomes, okay, Derick, how do I get from, I'm over here, I thought I was going paycheck to paycheck, but I'm really going negative. How do I get from there over here to where I'm saving money, I'm growing, and I'm working toward investing and getting money working for me, right? So that's the trick. So what you need is a system, because systems are consistent and people aren't. Think about it. Every single area of your life that works has a system. Not only a system, because we have systems that don't work so well, but a good system. And the areas of your life that don't work do not have a good system. I can't think of a single situation in which somebody had a good system in place and they were still failing. It doesn't work that way, right? So you need a savings system, and it's very simple. And you're gonna laugh when I say it because it's the simplest thing in the world. I don't love what a lot of financial people teach, but they get this one right, most of them. And it's that you need to save first. Did I say pay all the bills and go to the club or go to Disneyland or buy stuff for the kids and then save? No. Save first. If you save first, here's what happens. You go through life, you spend all the money that's in your checking account, but the money that's in the savings account stays there, right? So here's what you want to do. You want to simply set up an automatic transfer from your checking account over here to your savings account over here. You don't think about it. You don't have to do anything with it. When the money comes in over here, it goes over here. Now, if you get paid on the 1st and the 15th, or you get paid every 2 weeks or whatever, it's super easy to automate that. If you don't, and you get commission, or you're a waiter, or you're an entrepreneur like I am, your pay might be a little more sporadic, so you need to figure out a way. And as simple as it is, because of the things that I do, I get paid almost daily in some way, shape, or form. I literally log into my account every morning, and whatever's come in that day gets transferred, a certain percentage over to my savings account. I save about 30%, but I tell most people start with 10%. Take 10% of what you make if you're not used to saving, and just start transferring it automatically from over here in checking to over here in savings. You'll be amazed at what starts to happen. Now, at first you're thinking, Derick, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. Where does that money come from? Here's the funny thing. You would be surprised how much fluff you have in your budget in most cases, right? There are people, and if you make less than $40,000 household income and you've got a family and everything, okay, I get it, it's tight. You need to save even more though. You need to practice even more, because savings is like a muscle, right? That like you're in the gym and you're lifting and using muscles. Savings is a muscle, and if you practice it, you'll get stronger, you'll get better, and you'll get the results that you want. Just like lifting weights, in the beginning, it's not easy. It's hard, you're weak, you don't have any practice, right? But you'd be amazed if you save first and live on the other 90% or the other 80%, then you just get used to living on that. Some of those extra things that you didn't realize were extra get cut out and you start to save. Your savings account, as it starts to build and build and build, will surprise you, and it'll be fun. It'll be exciting. You'll be like, holy cow, we got money in the bank. Hey, we didn't have to put Christmas on credit cards this year. We get to actually save that money. The car breaks down. We don't have to put it on credit cards and pay for it for the next 6 months. And all of a sudden, more and more and more money stays in the account. And here's the really fun part. As it builds, you're going to get more excited about saving. As you get a raise, this is the best time ever. If you get a raise, just bump it up. Just save, instead of saving 10%, save 12%, save 15%, right? You'll actually have more money because you've got more money coming in, but you'll save more as a percentage, and you haven't allocated that extra money yet, right? So it's not going somewhere else. It's not part of your spending. It's not part of the nicer car, the nicer house, whatever. Because if you wait, usually within about 6 months, what happens is as you make more money, you'll absorb that into your lifestyle. You'll get the nicer house, the nicer clothes, the nicer car, the nicer vacation, the nicer hairstylist, whatever your things are, you'll just absorb that right into your lifestyle. So when you get a raise, the first thing you want to think is save more money, right? But if you don't get a raise, start by saving 10%. As you save that 10%, it builds up, and then we get into getting that money to work for you. And there's a million different ways to go with that, but I want to stop right here. If you're not saving 10% or more of your money every single month, you have to start doing that. Even if it means at the end of the month, you got to dig in and pull some of that savings out because you're living on beans and rice or ramen noodles or whatever, then do it. Save it first. If you have to pull it back out and spend it over here, that's fine. But eventually there's going to be a month where you don't pull it all out, and then another month, and then another month. And if you just save 10%, if you make $50,000 a year, at the end of the year, you're going to have $5,000 in savings. That's a great start. And it's going to build just like a snowball. You got to start small. You got to do the things that work. So put a system in place, save 10% of what you make, watch it grow. And as it grows, you'll have opportunities to put it into other places. Most people try and skip the saving step. It's a huge mistake. Most people think that they're living paycheck to paycheck. They're fooling themselves. So, my name's Derick Van Ness. I'm with Big Life Financial. We're here to help do whatever we can. So, if I can do anything, comment below. If you like what I had to say, smash that like button. Let's get this thing going, and let me know how I can help you with your financial strategy.